Hi there, friends. Wowee, I'm soaked. How are you? It is literally raining cats and dogs outside. There is nothing like a good downpour to inspire some art magic. I better go shut the door. I don't want the studio flooding. Come join me, and let's get our creativity flowing. Oh my, did you see that? That was pretty surreal. I thought I shut the door. I hope those cute little lubbers packed some snacks so they don't become one themselves. Let's check in on Rosie. I don't think there's anyone that loves the rain as much as she does.
Hi, Hart. I do love the rain, but this is a bit crazy. If the water rises any more, I'll need a scuba tank, or at the very least a snorkel.
Dang, Rosie. Maybe there's a hole in the roof, or I left a window open or something.
Yeah, Hart, you always forget to close the window.
I promise I'll be super duper careful next time and make sure the windows are shut. Sorry, Rosie. I notice you have a fitting painting up by my favorite surrealist artist, René Magritte.
That's right, Hart. Good eye. It does seem rather fitting for today.
For sure, Rosie. Magritte was such an awesome artist.
This painting is called Golconda. It's a great example of Magritte's painting ordinary things in unusual contexts, evoking a surreal feeling.
It's my favorite painting by Magritte. I've always wondered, are all those men levitating or are they falling? It really gets me thinking. How about you?
It sure does, Hart. I always think that they're getting beamed up by aliens or something.
Well, it's given me a great idea for art magic. How about we get to it? But first, let's look at the steps before we get into our art magic activity. We're going to create surreal rain for today's activity. For this activity, you're going to need a few tools. First, you'll need a pencil to draw light lines with, a sketchbook or paper, a ruler or something to draw straight lines with, and lastly, some coloring tools. Let's hit the fast forward button and speed through these instructions.
First, draw 3 evenly spaced lines across your paper. Think of a simple shape that you can easily draw in various sizes. Draw the biggest version of your shape evenly spaced across the 3 lines. Try to arrange your shapes in a diamond pattern along the 3 lines. Next, we'll draw a new set of white lines between your first group of lines. Now, add smaller shapes evenly along your new lines. Now, rinse and repeat those steps one more time. Make white lines between all your lines now. Then, add teeny tiny shapes along all of them. Once you have filled your page with your progression of shapes, think about what you're able to transfer it into, and draw your idea using the shapes provided. And color it in if you like. And you created your surrealist rainy day art magic. Ha ha ha! My voice sounded like a chipmunk.
I mean a chipmunk.
A chipmunk. I mean a chipmunk. Oh my goodness, what was that?
I don't know, Hart. That was so hilarious. I almost couldn't stop laughing. This surreal art magic looks so fun. I can't wait to see what you make.
Oh, thanks, Rosie. Let's gather our things and get ready for art magic. Hopefully you've gathered your things. If not, press pause before we get started. Now, I know those instructions before were super speedy, but stick with me, and as always, we can do this art magic together. To keep track of our time, a cloud will pop up for every minute that has passed by in this art magic activity. Now, our first step was to draw 3 light lines evenly spaced across our paper. Now, you might notice I'm not using a ruler, but feel free to use one if you need help drawing straight lines. The next step was to think of a simple shape that we can draw in various sizes. I'm gonna choose a triangle for my shape. I can feel my creative gears starting to warm up. How about yours? Draw your biggest version of your shape in the middle of your center line. And continue to draw your shape the same size spread out evenly across those 3 lines that you've made. I'm pretty happy with my triangle so far. I hope your shapes are coming along. Try your best to arrange your shapes on your 3 lines so they form a diamond pattern. Pause at any point. You set your own pace for this art magic exercise. There goes a cloud now. That means 1 minute has passed in this art magic activity. You are doing great. Press pause if you need. I'll be here waiting. Now we're going to repeat those steps over again. Draw your new light lines between your first set of lines. Now, draw even smaller versions of your shape running up and down your new set of lines. I'm starting to think of ideas of what I can turn my triangles into after we're done this art magic activity. Do you have any ideas for what you're going to transform your shapes into? For these smaller triangles, I'm trying my best to keep them evenly spaced apart. But you know what? It doesn't really matter if they're not. Just keep going with the flow. You've got this. There's our second cloud. 2 minutes down and 2 minutes to go. I'm sure you're doing great, but press pause if you need to between each round of steps. Let's repeat those steps one more time. We're going to draw light lines again between all of our lines now. And we're going to draw even smaller shapes going up and down those new set of light lines. These will be your tiniest shapes. Do you think you can guess what I'm going to turn my shapes into? I'll give you one hint. It is a traditional food of my Italian ancestors. It's making me hungry just thinking about it. Hopefully this rain will let up and I can go get some after this art magic activity. I'm drooling just thinking about it. Our third cloud popped up just a few seconds ago. That means we have about 1 more minute to go. How are you going with your tiny shapes? There are so many of them on this last round, so it might take a little bit longer. But that's okay, because we are making it rain. Did you know we are using a perspective technique where images appear bigger in the foreground and smaller in the background of your picture? I finished just before the 4-minute mark. Wow, that never happens to me. You keep going if you need to, or press pause to finish up your final steps. If you are enjoying these art magic activities, follow, like, and share to help my channel grow. And thanks for the support. And there's our fourth cloud now. Just in time. Let's color our hearts out. Remember, color at your own pace. Stick around after coloring for art trivia to test our art magic knowledge. Did you guess correctly? I'm turning my shapes into pizza. Share in the comments below what you turned your shapes into. Remember, be loose and have fun and enjoy the creative process. This is your art magic. Woo! Awesome! It's raining pizzas. Let's conclude this episode with some Rosie art magic trivia. Take it away, Rosie.
Are you ready for Rosie's art magic trivia? Surrealism is an art movement that started in Paris in 1924. What does surrealism art mean? A. A style of art that looks like a dream. B. Art inspired by pizza. Or C. Art that looks like real life. If something looks tiny in a picture because it's far away, what art skill are we using? A. Overlapping. B. Shading. Or C. Perspective. What art element and principal pair did you use in your surrealist art magic? A. Pattern and shape. B. Proportion and line. Or C. Unity and color. How did you go playing Rosie's art trivia? Comment your answers below. And make sure you like, follow, and share to help our community grow bigger and better.
What fun questions, Rosie. They all matched our art magic activity perfectly. I hope you enjoyed this art activity. Thanks for arting with me. See you next time.